Central banks around the world are aggressive gold consumers. Why? The reasons might sound more than a little familiar to individual retirement savers. Economic uncertainty means you have to keep up with what's happening. Make sure you subscribe and we'll keep you in the know. The world's central banks are on pace in 2023 to continue to increase their gold holdings for the 14th consecutive year. And each year, their appetite for gold has only grown bigger. In 2022, the central banks broke records buying more gold than in any other year before. 1,078 metric tons. It's possible they'll exceed that total by the end of this year. And according to the World Gold Council, it's expected gold reserves will continue to grow in 2024. So why is it that central banks are buying so much gold? One reason is de-dollarization. China, Russia, and other nations want to lower their exposure to the dollar. But de-dollarization is not the only reason central banks are devouring gold. A senior official at the Central Bank of the Netherlands, Erd Houben, revealed why gold is so important to the Dutch central bank. The beauty of gold is that it retains its value. That's one of the reasons why central banks hold gold. Gold has intrinsic value unlike a dollar or any other currency, let alone Bitcoin. Gold has value on its own. Houben made it very clear gold is in a class of its own. He continued to explain, there are a number of things that make gold very attractive to central banks. Gold is like solidified confidence for the central bank. If we ever unexpectedly have to create a new currency or a systemic risk arises, the public can have confidence in the Dutch bank because whatever money we issue, we can back it with the same value in gold. Later, Houben was even more direct, saying, if everything collapses, then the value of those gold reserves shoots up. It skyrockets. So at the same time, central banks are trafficking in elastic currency to more easily manipulate the money supply, they are also keeping a healthy supply of gold on hand in case that manipulation leads to unfortunate circumstances. During the interview, Houben revealed that right now the Dutch central bank owns the equivalent of 4% of Netherlands' GDP in gold. Other Western European nations own even more. For example, France, Germany, and Italy each have roughly 5% of their respective GDPs in gold reserves. And by the way, the United States, which rarely discusses the gold it holds in its reserves, owns far and away more gold than any other country. As of right now, the U.S. owns 8,133 metric tons of gold, roughly the same amount as France, Germany, and Italy combined. Should retirement savers be looking into gold as a core asset for diversification, just like central banks seem to be? That's a decision they'll have to make based on their own personal circumstances. However, if central banks are this focused on a strategy to hedge against the risks of fiscal failure and financial crisis, then retirement savers may want to give some thought to those as well and the role that gold could play. That's why I suggest you take the time to learn more about what's really going on in the economy by attending our exclusive one-on-one web conference at AugustaPreciousMetals.com/webconference.